Hey YouTube, it's Alexi Giovani, and it's only just dawned on me like stitches here that the transition of villagers deciding to move out to plot being available is 3 days and is in sync with the Amiibo campsite villagers' opportunity to move in after inviting them 3 days and crafting their souvenirs. And this is probably because of the thought of a villager moving summoned excitement, or at least for me. It meant you could spend hours going from island to island on the quest to find the ultimate dreamie. It meant you could do this, and this, and this to find the character you always wanted, and avoid the ones you didn't. And on the flip side, Amiibo campsite villagers meant you could kick anyone out as a last resort trump card for those stubborn villagers who never wanted to leave. You could also choose who they evicted. Unlike villagers that arrive at your campsite unannounced would kick out a random villager, often the ones you liked. For that situation, check out the link for one of my earlier videos to allow you to game who they pick. At least for me, inviting a villager to the campsite was a very long-winded over the course of 3 days, which would never really align up to anything. By the way, if you haven't already watched this video on inviting campsite villagers to get DIYs you're missing, I'd recommend checking out that video on screen and linked in the description below. That's definitely one perk of inviting Amiibo campers. So if you'd like to make the most of this opportunity, once you decide to let your villager leave, you'll need to have an Amiibo of your choice of who you'd like to visit in order to get them to move in straight away on day 3. And once you've invited them, they're available at the campsite, which is still day 1 of this whole sequence. They'll ask you to craft something, and you'll have to do this for 3 days back to back in order to sync up with the plot being available. You might be blessed earning a bonus DIY that you don't already know. Then deliver the souvenir to your visiting Amiibo, and that's it for this day. Day 2, Isabel announces the imminent departure of the villager, which means that they'll be in boxes, and this is a great chance to make someone else's day by offering a trade of your villager. So be sure to check out the linked video for the ins and outs of this. On this same day, you'll invite your campsite visitor for the second time, head to the campsite, craft their desired piece, and give it to them before the end of the day. By day 3, you'll be uber excited that the plot is free, and then you can invite your Amiibo villager for the 3rd time in a row and do the obligatory crafting and gifting, and then everything is lined up. This is one thing, despite having played the game for so long, I had never thought to try this out, so I was more so curious to see whether it would work. Note that any one of these days you are subject to another villager landing on your campsite, which would potentially throw this completely off whack, so do be prepared for that. Luckily for me, it all worked out, and day 3 allowed me to ask the Amiibo to move into that empty plot. The question is, whilst I'm able to invite Petri, did I? If you happen to get cold feet, at least you can turn to the tried and tested method of villager hunting using Nook Mile tickets that you might have earned from trading your villager that was in boxes, or hunting the smart way using this method shown on screen using treasure islands to find those popular dreamies, and that's assuming you've got a Nintendo Online account. Anyway, I hope you've enjoyed this video. Give it a like, and I hope you stay with me for the next videos by subscribing. On screen are videos that I spoke about earlier. This is Alexi Giovani signing off, and until next time, see ya!